Hey, welcome in.
Welcome to the Arrowhead Addict podcast.
We are here coming to you live.
Let me tell you, the dopamine, it's flowing.
I am damn excited. Damn excited.
That's a terrible drum roll.
Oh!
Boy, how you doing, man? Patrick.
Will, Sterling.
Yeah.
Super Bowl champion, two-time Pro Bowler, and Trent Green. Trent Green, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
He picked it up! He picked it up! He's gonna score!
And we'll see you next week. But until then, as always, go Chiefs.
Welcome into the Arrowhead Addict podcast on this Tuesday. Check that. Rome edition. Tuesday. No, let's have some fun today. Sterling Holmes, Josh Brisco, JB Brisco, myself at Homestretch KC. I'm excited, Brisco, because we hate mock drafts, and now we make the listeners and the watchers. This is your time to shine, baby. Yeah. We're gonna take your advice. I love it. I was in the Discord channel. I think it was it Slothy or Angry Drunken German? I think it was Angry Drunken German said it. I can't remember. I apologize right now off the top of the head. And they're like, "Don't you guys hate mock drafts?" I'm like, "Sure, but like, you're gonna do it now. You're gonna help
April
us.
15th, baby. You guys get in the chat and help us out. Look, even the best of the best of the NFL media world is doing this right now. Like, I just listened to Mina Kimes and Todd McShay do a 32 pick first round mock, and I learned some things. Like, you can learn about these players this way. It's all kind of a silly exercise, but this is a good time for silly.
Yeah. Oh, Neil, you're the man, Neil.
Neil coming through.
Chat. Great playing with you the other day, Sterling. Let's plan on some more birdie shots in the near future. Won't tell anyone what the amount is referencing. Yeah, good call. I know what the amount is referencing. We played golf on Sunday, me and Neil. We had a blast. He ended up beating me. I played really well for myself. I played great. I shot an 81 overall. He was only able to play 9.
I assumed you were playing 9 to shoot an 81.
Oh, no. That's
hey,
fun,
everybody,
though.
that's a golf joke.
Neil had a great birdie. We took some nice tequila shots. Neil, we will play a lot more. A lot of fun. That was a great time playing. Neil is a good golfer. Dude absolutely hammers the ball. I mean, just pounds it. I wish I drove the ball the way he does. Slothy, okay, that was you. Slothy, that was a very good in the Discord. That one cracked me up, man. You got me good there. You got me good. And yes, you're correct. Brisco and myself, because you're not a mock draft guy either, correct, Brisco? That's not your bread and butter.
No, I've enjoyed this draft cycle more than others because, previously I was doing the SI stuff. And when that happened, we were legitimately writing something about a mock draft every single day. There was a stretch actually, the month of April last year, I think we did. It was even weirder. All of that was not that interesting to anybody but me and Jordan Foote. But the way that the websites were set up at the time, I think we were doing 2 mocks a day, not just our own, but also writing about other people's. And it's well, how many times can you have them pick this position or that position at the end? So I think you and me or Chiefs focused individuals who we trust as ball knowers, I think if you've got Chiefs ball knowers doing this, you can learn some stuff, or some real draft experts, you can learn some stuff. A lot of the time, though, yeah, it's fair. You've got it. Slothy's got me dead to rights. A lot of the time, if you're all right, here's a national mock where at the end the Chiefs draft a guard at 31, I don't really care about what it might matter for the top 10, right? But I don't really care what you think the Chiefs are going to do.
Yeah.
You and me doing this, though, we know this football team that we're covering. So I think we can make the most out of it, despite that being a long answer to say, no, I'm not a huge mock guy.
I do think it's a good way to learn about players that could potentially be in the range for Kansas City. I think that's the best way of going about it, and it's a fun way of going about it instead of just looking through every single player. I love one. I do like looking at tape. I watch a lot of college football, so a lot of times I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember that guy. A lot of times you're like, oh, was that number, 92 for, let's say, for me, Ole Miss. Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember him because he was bringing down or chasing Brady Cook. If you watch Mizzou, you watched a lot of SEC football. You see a lot of these players. So let's get into it. Again, I love Neil going, love this is recorded forever. I'll play this for myself whenever I'm down on my golf game. Yeah, you should, because that was an impressive performance. He shot a 38 on the front nine and then bailed. I'm like, wow, that is stones.
That seems almost impossible. Let me do some quick math here. So 38 divided by 9. It's going to be a pretty small number.
Well,
it's
yeah.
4.3.
Yeah, he's a good golfer.
Averaging, I mean, he's simply a good golfer.
Yeah, and a good dude.
I watched some of the Masters on Sunday. Can I tell you the thing that I revealed on socials that I'm just struggling with now? And maybe Neil can help. Maybe you can help me with this.
Yeah.
I am now a 30-year-old white man. I have no strong opinions about any professional golfer. I really respect the institution of John Daly, and I respect the game. Again, I turned on the Masters. That was cool that Rory won. Like I kind of know the gist of the story there. So like that was a great moment. Great moment. I'm not saying it doesn't produce great moments of sportsmanship and showmanship. I'm just saying I turned 30 and I thought for sure I'd have a guy, and I don't have a guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an issue. You got.
But where are you? I know, but so help me out, man. You're my older, younger, basically the same age old man in this relationship. Like I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this here. I'm lost in the wilderness. All I do is talk about football now.
Yeah, you gotta hate Patrick Reed. I know he's American, but you kind of gotta hate him.
Starting with hate is good. I think I can. That will help.
and hate. I'm not really being serious here.
I hate him. No, you got it. I hate him. I hope he never golfs again.
No, he just he tabbed himself as Captain America.
Cheesy.
He seemingly tries to maybe bend the rules at times. Yeah, so that's one. Bryson, everyone has to have a strong thought on. Well, I've somehow come to the moderate viewpoint of Bryson.
Yeah.
Let's move on. We don't need to talk about.
You know what? No, let's not move on too far because Neil says at least you're really good at talking about football, Brisco. Thank you, Neil. Listen, I can't help your golf game, but you can help my ego. I can boost yours back. I appreciate that.
Lauren goes, so Holmes with a 41 on the front nine, respect, and a 40 on the back, baby. 81. My career low at that specific golf course.
Kobe.
All right, let's get into it. I have the mock draft simulator pulled up on the old laptop. I have shared screen, which means that Richard knows how this works, I believe.
I'm seeing it on the screen there, seeing down there. We're going to see half of an ad in a corner, and that's just going to be how we do this again because we're about doing it the way they're doing it in the war rooms, okay? We're not all about these bells and whistles. We got to get names on boards.
We got to get names on boards. And by the way, if you're listening to the post show, well, this is your fault. You should be here right now, 3 p.m. Central Time on a Tuesday with Brisco and myself because this matters. Your job, tell your boss.
Yeah. That's
secondary, maybe even tertiary to this podcast and being here live with the squad.
Say, hey, boss. Hey, boss, you a Chiefs fan? You care about the football? Yeah, I thought so. You want him to draft Walter Nolan at 31? Let me in the. I got to be somewhere at 3:00.
Yeah. I also like slamming Sammy Joe. Great name. I like the one. I want to pick that makes other teams go, how do we let the Chiefs get them? Which I think actually was Xavier Worthy last year. That
was also Clyde Edwards-Helaire in 2020. That sensation has completely lost its luster for me just because I have been here for more than 5 years.
Yeah. Slothy, no, we're not doing your method. I said if it happens, we'll do it. He wants to draft all punters. He wants a punter in round 1. And I go, I will do what the chat says, but hopefully he gets outvoted.
I guess at that point, the democracy of the chat's really going to determine how their show goes.
Really? Well, because we're a man of the people. We're a man of the people. And Beach says, I like to trade back to 42 to 45, get more top 110 picks and take Omar, Norman Lott, or Ontario Ursery. Yeah, man, Ursery would be very intriguing. All right, let's do this. So let me get over to the other screen here. Sorry about the ads. I can't help that. I don't know how to do it.
Most of them hilariously right this second. Most of them aren't available on the full screen. On the screen that the viewers are seeing, we're just getting a little bit of the side of the video ad. We had a killer one last week too. I did not draw attention to, but
the one on the left is incredible. The
Very
one
good.
on the left, you could not make it. Chat, guess what you think the ad. This is a fun one. Guess what you think the chat? Oh, I just went away. But the ad on the left was.
Most of them have been for prescription drugs. Now the right one's for Botox. Sterling, what are you Googling? You're fine, man. You're 30. It's okay.
It's because I'm on GSN a lot. I'm a big GSN guy, and they know their target market. Okay.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, that actually adds up.
Yeah, I don't like shots. So I'm not a Botox guy. All right. I press start.
We're not trying to move up here. We're letting the board come to us. Shadur went one. It feels like that. The Shadur Sanders slide is sort of a popular thing I'm hearing about now, Stu.
So I'll stop at 23 because I think this is where if the Chiefs, they might be able to draft up or trade up for it. I think 23 is about the earliest. You got Green Bay, Minnesota, a couple of
Walter Nolan went 23 to Green Bay there. That's kind of a funny time to pause it.
Yeah. You have someone like a Mike
Loveland
Green
still there.
Who, by the way, Mike Green has started to fall, and I've seen a lot of people say the Chiefs could take him at 31. And I found that surprising. He's a little undersized, obviously played at Marshall for a reason. We know about some of the off-the-field allegations. I don't think he's a Chief, though, even if he were to be available at 31, because is he a 4-3 or a 3-4 guy? A little under. He doesn't seem like a Spags guy.
Yeah.
So, one, I'm not trading up at this situation. Just wanted to throw this out there. Here are some of the names. A lot of guys still on the board here. Josh Connerly, Luther Burden still there, who's been falling down draft boards as well. Amarion Hampton, Malachi Stark safety, Colston Loveland tight end from Michigan.
If Loveland's still there at 31, I'm gonna get up on my soapbox and I'm gonna talk to the chat.
Okay, so unpause. Loveland just went.
Boom, boom, boom. Tough.
We have
that's
two
easy.
trade offers. We trade back one pick with the Eagles. They get 31. Chiefs get 32. And we also pick up a 5th rounder. The other trade option is from the Patriots, where they have said, we're just going to throw you a plethora of draft picks. You will move back 7 spots, also get a 3rd, also a 4th, also a 7th, and also a 2022 6th.
The Patriots one's kind of fun, but definitely not. I mean, you move back 7 spots for that. Not terrible. The Eagles one, to me, and we're letting the chat get their voices in on this one, but the Eagles one feels easy if we don't take the Patriots one. You're getting a 5th round pick to swap spots with the Eagles. I'm assuming they're either moving up for Hampton there. They're afraid we're going to take him. I don't know. It's a weird move for them to make. Maybe they don't want us to trade with New England. You can vote in the chat right now. That Patriots one's kind of fun. You move back 7 spots and get a lot of assets. I think I'm going to cast my vote for taking that trade back with the Pats. I can't vote. It will have me leave the studio, which would be bad for the show, but
you can't vote. Okay.
But I'm making my case for I'd take that Patriots trade. You move back 7 spots for a 3rd and a 4th and a 7th and a future 6th. Really, you're getting 77 and 106 to move back 7 spots. That's a win for me. We're already probably in a little bit of no man's land around this pick, so I'm down with this one.
I see ADG says I jump on that New England deal.
Yeah, I agree.
Sloth, he said, will the Patriots still trade with us if we trade with the Eagles? No, it won't let us do it that way.
Right, and they might be trying to trump the Eagles. Maybe both of those teams in this headspace, you've got to assume that the Eagles and the Patriots are bidding against each other.
Bronson trade into the weeds we go. Yeah, baby.
I mean, we got plenty of time to stretch our legs in these weeds. So
Joshua says New England is too much, right? Is that ultra unrealistic? I don't think so. Like, I don't think that's it's a strong offer. Like,
I think it's more than they should be giving up. But
was it Will Wade? Strong ass offer.
Yeah,
that's a strong ass offer.
Yeah,
all right,
I mean,
Nitty says New England trades no brainer. We could use the picks. Beach says good trade. I feel like that's the number, right? Are we doing it?
I think so. Yep. And I don't know how we see the results on how the live votes come in, but I think the Patriots trade makes a ton of sense. You get 2 top 110 picks. I mean, obviously it's 77 and 106, but like those are 2 pretty good picks for bulking out the roster. And we might not get to do this in this version of our mock, but in real life, they're absolutely doing that because they're able to use those picks again. 69% of the chat said Patriots trade. Nice.
All right, let's accept it. All right, we did it.
Now Thursday comes and goes with no
So
No Kansas City
Ursery,
Chiefs. Oh man,
we'll just
Hampton's
keep
still on the
trading
board
back.
too. That sucks.
All right, 3 trade offers. I don't feel like going through all this.
That's
horrible,
way
man.
too. That's a future second, third, fourth,
And 5th. Wow.
and yeah, I think the Jets and Eagles ones there are not realistic. What was the first one? Doesn't matter. We'll pick. That's okay.
I don't care. I'm done.
Man.
I'm
So
done.
in the McShay Kimes mock I was just talking about, they had the 2 players they were debating at 31 overall were Simmons and Hampton. And Hampton is here for us at 38 now. It would dull the sting of the quintessential first round running back pick, but still not making me extremely happy. What's the D line look like here?
So let me go over here.
This also isn't our mock. We are vessels for the chat.
So Marion Hampton, Tyler Booker, which would be a guard from Alabama, Josh Connerly, who's been mocked to the Chiefs in about 13% or so of the national.
See it.
Yeah, I don't either. He's probably a guard. But again, it's the chat. Josh Connerly. Let me see if I can get a little bit farther.
Is
back.
the defensive line bleeping empty? Can we see like?
Man, it's not Jack Sawyer when you get to the edge at 59.
What's our DT situation here? What's our interior D line? This is the game of trading back and having although there weren't a lot of great options at 31. Boy, howdy.
Do you like reaching?
Not in this context.
Okay. What do you think?
I'm pulling up my D lineman board here. I don't know. I mean, we gotta see where the chat is. Where the chat is at right now. Here's my things. Like Joshua Zilster's question of like, I don't think you're drafting a lineman here. And we Sterling and I had texted a smidge about this earlier today. It was like, because the Chiefs had one of their 30 visits with Josh Simmons. I think that makes sense because the medicals are such a huge part of his deal, where if he is there at 31 or if he's there at 45 and you're in trade up territory again, or whatever that may be, you ought to do your due diligence on the guy who may have the highest ceiling in the draft class at his position. But I don't think a lineman in the first round or with your first pick in this instance. I just don't think it makes a lot of sense the way the Chiefs offseason's gone.
So I'll go back to the main page. I think Skyerton's pretty interesting from Texas A&M. His comp has actually been, this is from an anonymous AFC scout, says he plays his tail off and he's always in the middle of everything. He's a force player like George Karlaftis was coming out, but Skyerton has a little more rush.
The KCSN draft guide comped him to Yaya Diaby, high team fit, similar deal there, I think, of also kind of an interesting track for him to be on, of again from the KCSN draft guide. Skyerton looked like a player with higher upside 2 years ago than he did this past season. It'll be up to teams to determine the cause. It does, the fit seems good. Hampton's out there. I don't know. How are we gonna, this is Tuesday, not Brisket Tuesday. So how do we want to hand the scepter to the chat here? How do we want to do that?
So we've already traded back once. We can't trade back again in this particular instance. So the options I think that most are between, at least I've seen, is Hampton and Skyerton. So that comp is so lazy. It's just comping him to the last good Purdue edge. Hey, I didn't create it. Okay, I get it. It wasn't me though. The actual other comp is Trey Hendrickson. I've seen Trey Hendrickson for Nick Skyerton, which, I would say, I would enjoy.
I'll tell you what, man, we've done something as a country. Then his two comps are George Karlaftis and Trey Hendrickson.
Wow, you're right.
Hey, everybody, if you don't know what Nick Skyerton looks like, I bet you're guessing wrong. Good for us. Good for America.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good call. It's always like the same quarterback, or like quarterbacks, or even baseball players. It was always like, is he a tall, lanky lefty who's white? He's Chris Sale. Ronson Trade says Jackson Dart.
He's available.
Rob Miller says Landon Jackson. Lauren says click restart. We can't. Okay, we can't do that.
Come on. We got a bunch of other picks here. We did not get a good draw on the defensive line. I think we've taken longer to make this pick now than we would actually have on the clock at this point.
Yeah.
Too.
All right. So Hampton.
I'm just kind of bummed about the D-line situation. It seems like Hampton's the
Hairston. All right. What's the thing? What's the poll?
I don't know how long it goes.
80%. We're at 80% now.
80%
On
for
Hampton,
who?
on Hampton.
On Hampton.
Yeah.
On Hampton.
Chat gets Hampton.
All right. Okay. They want Hampton. You want Hampton, and we're a man of the people. 38, Amari on Hampton.
I'll tell you what. As a please don't draft the running back with your first pick guy, I will say that moving back from 31 to 38, adding those picks that we did and getting Hampton makes that a little bit easier to swallow.
Okay. So we are now Maui Bro says restart. We can't restart, guys. We're here. We're vibing. We're here.
This is how the draft works. Sometimes you make decisions, you got to live with them.
It's Tennessee's offer. I say no.
It's pushing a lot into the future. I don't think it's actually bad. Same with this Cardinals one. Not a bad trade, just not really helpful for our current exercise.
This isn't very fun, and that's all in the
Go
future.
back to the Giants one. Go back to the never mind.
Done.
Never mind. No, never mind. It was moving back 2 picks. We were gonna move back 2 picks, and Stu said no. I need Carson Schwarzenegger.
It wasn't 2 picks.
I think it was. Yeah, we were moving back 2 picks.
Nursery was not available.
But it changed rounds, Stu. We were
By the
going
way,
from...
I would have picked Scourton. Heads up, at 38, I would have done Scourton.
Same.
Not done. Sorry. Check that. Picked him.
Yeah, same. We would have moved back 2 picks there. It was the second to last pick of the second round for the first pick of the third round. But that's okay. We're here now. Landon Jackson, Carson Schwarzenegger. What do we think?
We have, Carson Schwarzenegger, Landon Jackson, who Landon's probably the option since, you didn't go with edge at 38. Jaden Higgins, wide receiver from Iowa State. JTT, edge from Ohio State. Any of these names doing anything for anyone?
Probably for somebody.
I would go Landon Jackson. Let's look a little more into Landon Jackson. What do you say?
Let's put Schwarzenegger and Jackson in the chat. You got a linebacker and you got a D lineman. You can pick between those two. That way we can or put JTT in there if you want to. But let's get the chat vote poll going here. We're gonna go defense. We've got the best players available here, mostly defensive players.
Landon Jackson is 6'6", 264, Arkansas. His athleticism score ranked second, according to Next Gen Stats, of edge rushers. Man, ran a 4.6. That's ridiculous at that size. Good for him.
High team fit, all that athleticism over in the KCSN guide. Again, that makes sense. They've got a third round grade on him. We were picking the very end of the second. That's typically how that's going to work. I think he's got some third round grades behind him, in fact. And then didn't we talk about Schwarzenegger?
We did last draft. Yes.
He's the coverage guy, right? Listen, man, this is insane. I don't want my name anywhere on this draft if we go running back, linebacker, 1-2. However, I wouldn't hate it. And also, Stu, we got another pick in 3. With JTT, and I guess I'll make this case to the chat too. You've got Jackson and JTT there now, Schwarzenegger there now, and we're picking again in a few picks. So decent chance that we get 2 bites at this apple.
The question I have with Landon Jackson is he's a little bit of a quote unquote project. He's pretty raw, but he has the tools and the traits that Spags covets. The issue is we've not seen the Chiefs hit on a lot of those, but they go after a lot of those. So it does feel like a very Spagsian pick. And
in a way, I mean, if you're making sort of making that comp, not for the same player, but if you're making like the George Karlaftis comp, project was in a different term as opposed to the traitsy FAU type, right?
That wasn't Landon Jackson. That was
I know. That's what I'm saying. But when you talk about the Chiefs in developmental edges, I think you could argue that in terms of like getting the most out of a player, that Karlaftis is a success story that way. While there are a lot of those guys later on, and then specifically FAU, that are totally different types of players that were less successful. But
all right, Richard, I'm calling it, Richard.
Let's see what we're doing. Linebacker, edge or edge.
They want Jackson, 74%.
They want Jackson.
All right, let's get it.
I'm not sorry, Miss Jackson, because Mr. Jackson, we're picking you. All right, Nails, A+. Thank you. 2 trade offers. No, I don't want to do that.
I don't need that one.
Ooh, Cowboy.
I would definitely take that one in real life, but it's not super helpful to us right now.
Yeah, that's one you take in real life, not now. Sorry, we're not doing it because that seems not fun. Ooh.
Schwarzenegger's gone.
Ooh.
Scroll up so I can see what we just missed. So you got 2 picks ahead of us. So
Alfred Collins has been a popular name to KC.
That makes sense. We get to double dip on the D line after getting stuck going running back early. I don't mind that at all. That's the first two names out of the chat are Collins, and then a Higgins.
Neil says I like Watts a ton here. Yeah, Watts would be, again, safety would be one of the safer picks. I think the Chiefs do. I don't know, man. Safety's just tough for KC.
Did we take Collins last week?
I don't know if we did or not.
Kind of run stuffy guy, right?
Another Alfred Collins from Ronson Trait. Joshua says Higgins. Lauren Shank says Collins. Slam and Sammy Joe says Collins. No way says Jalen Royals.
I ended up with Royals picking for the Cardinals in the big KCSN mock we're doing over there. But I think I'm happy to make the case that you can take Collins here. You did a real luxury pick at the top of the second with Hampton, and then you go D-line, 4 picks apart. I think I'm content with that. It's a good thought exercise for seeing how this pans out.
Beach says there's lots on the board. Yeah, he has a way still. It looks like he's projected 83rd. It looks like the majority of people say Collins, so I will go Collins.
Let's see. We are approaching breakneck pace.
Yeah,
Colin gets it. Richard says,
"Go for it."
46%.
Okay. All right, drafting Collins.
I think we look at the wide receiver pocket next. I saw Jalen saying pick a wide receiver. I don't think you can go running back with your first pick and then wide receiver as quickly after when you need to build up this D line.
Build the trenches. We could trade back 19 picks, gather a fifth, and get a couple of other good picks, at least one good
I think that's another good trade that I don't think would get offered in real life.
Yeah.
I think that's too much future.
We could move back one pick.
And pick up a fifth. Probably also wouldn't get offered in real life, but could.
Do we do it? If I see one person in the chat that says take the Cardinals deal, I'll do it.
I mean, I think the Chiefs would take this to move back one spot. It's just another pick for us to make here. We did this last time. I think
Alan says no more trades. Okay, first person.
Yeah, I think the simulator is getting a little more generous as the draft goes on. I don't think anybody's offering you a fifth pick to move up one spot.
Sorry. Alan said no more trades. He was the first person in. Sorry, guys. I know we're all saying yes now, but
it would be a good trade to make, to move back one spot and pick up a fifth. Absolutely. That's a real life trade you make. I don't think that's a real life trade that's getting offered.
Yeah. All right. So now we go through Jonah S. from Arizona, interior offensive lineman. I've seen him mocked a good amount. Keep going down.
Purdue
Isaiah Bond, if you're going to go all upside and try and get him.
If you want to go all upside, Harold Fannin, you just scrolled past too there, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. From Bowling Green. Ooh. I'm Fannin over Fannin.
If we, I think we can throw this out to the chat. We can go Bond, Fannin, and pick your choices of those top two O-linemen. Bo was the guy that I ended up looking at recently, but Sterling keeps scrolling the opposite direction. Well, now we're moving back up. I was going to see who was the top lineman. Caleb Johnson. No, it's the running back from Iowa. Jonah S., as you so aptly said, out of Arizona. I think we go lineman, wide receiver, tight end. Fannin, Bond, or one of the O-linemen. That kind of feels like the pockets here, right? Unless you want to go back to the D-line.
Go into your offensive line, too.
That's what I'm saying. Well, and it seems like a bunch of those guys could end up. I think even Bo has a chance to have to kick back in.
By the way, the ad, for those listening that were intrigued by what was the one on the left screen, I have no idea what these ads are. Like, normally I'm like, okay, it's golf.
It's Botox right now.
It's Botox right now, which I've never once looked at Botox.
You didn't know what the other one was?
No, I knew what it was.
Oh, okay.
It's for lady products. It starts with a V, ends with a sill.
There we go. You just
yeah.
say it. It's not. It's just a better. But I feel like the mystery was adding to it.
Yeah.
Oh, Richard's just showing off the ads now. That's good. We should just do that.
Just show off my Botox. I don't know why. AbbVie? What is AbbVie? I know I watch a lot of GSN. Pantene shampoo. I have so many ads on here. Like my ESPN is all golf or Vineyard Vines. Why is when I go to NFL mock draft database, it's all like, hey, you have a lot of issues. Clearly, you need to get this fixed. Here's a medicine for you.
I think they just know your vein. I think it's just Botox and hair products and being like, hey, buddy, you need, like, listen, once you start seeing too many of the like hair loss commercials or whatever, again, also you're a golfer. Like your internet presence has to think that you're 20 years older than you are.
Yeah. Tough.
You definitely profile as a 55-year-old.
Did we figure out the answer for 77? We got a long way to go.
Jonah S is 29%. That's the majority. Jonah S.
Wow, we got a narrow win for Jonah.
Going offensive lineman from Arizona.
Okay.
Wow.
Jonah had 29%. Fannin and Bond both had 23%, and Other had 23%. Listen, you got to get involved in your local democracy, folks. You let everybody else vote, and all of a sudden we're taking an interior offensive lineman at 77 overall.
We are a man of the people. It's what we do.
Can we take? Wait, did you pause it here? We're up again. Oh, okay. Let's take. Hold on. Let's take Fannin or Bond here now. I didn't even realize we were picking. They're still on the board.
Slamming Sammy Joseph's Royals.
We're 18 picks.
Okay. Did I freeze or did he freeze?
Nope. He's gone. He's gone.
Oh, that's Brisco. Okay. Apparently people were tired of him. All right. Fannin or Royals? Fannin or Royals? You got to show me. I'm doing it. Fannin or Royals? That's what we're going with. Apparently, Bond, Price gave us some information, so no Bond. Brisco just lost power, he said. We need Carlos Estevez to go over there and do his Dragon Ball Z to power him up. That's not great. Brisco losing power. Come on. Get a generator. All right. I will cast this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Royals.
Okay, who do we have?
76%. Royals.
Royals. These O's ain't Royals. Jalen Royals from Utah State, wide receiver. They gave us an A+ grade. I feel like NFL Draft Database just really likes what we do. They think Devin Neal just went, son of a. Already got Amari in Hampton at 38. Already got him. Now, I know Omar Norman Lott is going to make some people very, very happy. Chiefs in this particular one has already got with Alfred Collins. Do they double down? Quite frankly, I wouldn't be shocked. Right now, you have Chris Jones. You have Mike Pinnell. And you have Tillery. I wouldn't be surprised if they doubled down, especially since we moved back in this draft and picked up some draft capital, if they would double down and take 2 interior defensive linemen. Norman Lott, already have 2 Norman Lott. You know what, Beach? This one's for you. And Joshua says the same thing. We're doing it. Because as I'm a man of the people, Beach, no way says it too. We're doing it. Norman Lott. I'm sorry, guys. We have to do it. I'm going with majority here. Omar, Norman Lott. Congratulations. Defensive lineman from Tennessee. You are a Chief. We have 5 picks left. 133, 220, 226, 251, 257. A lot of late picks. This is our last potential maybe impact. 4th round. Pick up that. Again, we're already determined we're not doing any more trades. We're just not doing it. Not doing it. Okay. All right. Let me see. All right, you guys like that. We're doing it. All right, so 133, here is what the board looks like. Linebacker from Ole Miss, Chris Paul Jr. Quinn Ewers, I don't know why it's suggested by this website. Apparently, Quinn Ewers is a suggestion because the Chiefs need a 3rd quarterback on the roster behind Mahomes and Gardner Minshew. Jared Ivey from Ole Miss as well. Lathan Ransom, safety from Ohio State. That would be a very, very interesting one. Savion Jones is a very fun name. Another edge rusher. That would now be 4 defensive linemen picked by KC in this draft. But Savion Jones from LSU, very, very intriguing name. Malachi Moore, safety from Alabama. Let me go to the chat here. Joshua says, Ewers for the memes. Quinn Ewers, we may need to replace that Mahomes guy. Joshua says, Worthy might quit. We don't have a linebacker yet. Ransom would be nice. Have to go Fairchild here. 2-year starter in SEC that thrives in pass blocking. Okay. Price Carter says Ransom. Salmon Slammy says Ransom. Miles Frazier is also thrown in there. All right. Ransom right now seems to be the leader. Lathan Ransom seems to be the leader. Am I wrong? Am I wrong or am I right? Next person that says Ransom is going to get it. Okay, Allen did. Congrats, Allen. You're getting Ransom. Boom. Safety from Ohio State. 133. Congratulations. You are a Kansas City Chief. All right, we have 4 picks left. We were all fooled by the name. Yeah, Ransom's a great name for a safety. Come on. Yeah, it is a cool name. He's got every interception, he's taking that ball for Ransom. I know it. I get it. I'm in on it. I'm a sucker for a good name. I'm a sucker for a badass name. All right. Coming up, we got Q Robinson. Come on. The t-shirts write themselves. Barbecue Robinson. BBQ Robinson. That alone makes me thrilled. We're in the 7th round now. Let's take some flyers. Take some flyers. Give me some names in the draft. Give me who you want in the 7th round. All right. Why are we making D's nuts jokes in 2025? I made one today.
Sterling.
Hey, Brisco. How you doing?
Okay, I've been better. My power went out.
Yeah, what are you on right now?
My phone.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Nice. I like it.
I've got my phone and AirPods, and it's on a little stand. This is a less flattering angle. I've worked really hard on this backdrop here. You can actually see the records I have up there now. That's nice. How's the big board looking?
Yeah, so it sounds like you're ripping ass about every 7 seconds. Don't know like if it sounds like that for anyone else, but it just keeps coming through my. It does.
It sounds like he's going. He sounds like he's going like before he starts talking.
I'll probably just leave. I'll catch the podcast, I guess.
Yeah, I'd probably do that. Take your AirPods out, maybe see if it works. It just sounds like you need. He's holding up the finger. And now he's putting on a headset. What can't this Josh Brisco do besides a podcast without messing something up? Now he's muted. Wow. Good for him. Now he's actually muted himself. Intriguing. Talk.
Hello.
There we go. Oh, Brisco, more like Brisco. Am I right? That's nails.
I couldn't possibly disagree more. Did that get better or worse?
I can hear you now, so that's good. And you're no longer ripping. I think Q Robinson's
AirPods have been letting me down, I guess. I'm sorry.
Long snapper. Okay, we're doing it. I've seen Quentin Skinner. I've seen Lackey. I've seen Corners. No Way says Corners. Let's look at Corners real quick. Tommy Hill.
Oh, no.
Robert Longerbeam is a great name. Jason Marshall Jr., not senior, but junior, of course. I like Q Robinson for the name. Barbecue Robinson, you're a chief. Congratulations. Okay. They all want Luke Lackey. We're doing it. Sorry, Iowa tight end. You're now our chief. We're almost here. Did Brisco leave again? What's this guy doing? Come on. Make the top long snapper. Let's go. I don't think there are long snapper options on this. I don't know. Oh my gosh, there is. Here are your long snapper options, guys. Austin Brinkman, William Wagner, Jackson Lee, Eli Stein, Rhino Mount Forte. Dog.
Done.
Rhino Mount Forte. Or Monte Forte, either way. I don't know how you pronounce it. I shockingly have not seen much of Dino's game. Haven't really checked and grinded the fill for Dino.
I was just about to say, let me go see if Dan Brugler's got anything on him in this draft guide. Then remember, but I don't currently have Wi-Fi.
Yeah. That's on you.
It's not. It's explicitly not on me. I pay money to make sure this house has power in it.
No, I've been to your house. You've tried to rip it off from your neighbor for years. That's what those cords are. I know.
That's for my pancreas, Sterling. And it's honestly very insensitive that you would say that.
I've seen Sean Dolak. I've seen Brinkman. I've seen Longer Beam. Great name. Tommy Hill is very Spags. Jay Higgins, too. All right. We got names. No one cares because this is the 7th round. These guys are probably not even making the roster. Last 2 picks. All players. Right here. Tyler Batty. Joquavius Marks. I don't know why when I went to all. Show me more players. There we go.
I can't really see the screen very well, so I trust you in the chat. Oh, you ended up with the Royals also. Fantastic.
Yeah, because we care. Let me go.
Is the allegation here that I don't care? Because I definitely could have just not come back for sure.
No, we want you here.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I really needed to hear that. It's been a very hard 10 minutes without having any power in the house.
We want you here.
Thank you.
These are the names, guys. I know you're throwing out a lot of names. They're not on this list. They're not on this list, guys. I'm sorry. I wish.
Do you have the linebacker yet?
No.
Do it for Tobe.
Teddy Buchanan. Shamar James.
I kind of like Shamar James. What do I like Shamar James from? Did I end up with him in a mock draft? I can't remember. I can't Google anything because the only device that currently has any sort of connection is this one.
I mean, I feel like I'm getting a lot of Brinkman right now. I'm getting a lot of long snapper love. I feel like
they have the highest paid long snapper in NFL history on the roster.
All right, Sugary Special K. I've not seen him in the chat yet. You said Teddy Buchanan. That actually makes sense. We're rolling with it.
Thank you. Do it for Tobe.
Do it for Tobe. All right, we have Mr. Irrelevant. Mr. Irrelevant, what are we going with? Where are we going?
You want an understudy for Gardner Minshew?
No, what I want is Desmond Watson from Florida. Big boy. That's what I want.
Yeah.
But I want to know what the chat wants because we care.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's not up to us.
Because we care. That should be our slogan for Tuesdays.
Tuesdays with Stu because we care.
Because we care.
I like that.
I don't know. Chat, vote on that one. Nitty says Shamar James, go Gators. You can't say do for Tobe.
I wouldn't even do a Zoom call with this level of unprofessionalism that I'm currently bringing right now. So I'm just here for the vibes.
I've seen 2 Watsons. Big boy, where you at? Shockingly, we can't see him right now. All right.
This chat stands for something because he will be Mr. Irrelevant every time we have the lever.
Alan F. Watson. Slothy style. I want Watson too. No way. Watson. Nitty, go Gators.
Proud of you, chat.
Ronson Trait says, go to the bottom of the board. Last player available. Okay, I'll see how far I can go down. Wow, it still goes. 690.
890, 690. Nice.
Ethan Robinson. All right, there are your options. Ethan Robinson, safety
Holy
from Minnesota, or Desmond Watson.
Or 685, get the other Joshua Williams. Cornerback LSU. Running back LSU, even funnier.
I don't know. Mike Smith from Eastern Kentucky is pretty strong. I don't know. Some guy. What's his name? I don't know. Mike Smith?
Mike Smith, probably. Just
Yeah.
odds are.
Odds are. Pretty strong.
There's
All
a
right.
statistical reasonable chance his name is Mike Smith.
All right. I'm going to go. Oh, my gosh. This is killing me. Okay. Where is Big Boy at? 464?
466.
Yeah, 466. I've done this too many times to know exactly where his number is. All right. We're doing it. Desmond Watson.
Oh,
He's the stuffer. Boom. Here you go. A plus, A plus, A plus, A plus. Desmond Watson, F.
They don't deserve us.
All right. Here's how it broke down for those listening. At 38, Amarion Hampton. At 63, Landon Jackson, edge from Arkansas. At 66, Alfred Collins, defensive line from Texas. 77, Jonah S., interior offensive lineman from Arizona. 95, Jalen Royals, wide receiver from Utah State. 106, Omar Norman Lott, D-line from Tennessee. 133, Lathan Ransom, phenomenal name, safety from Ohio State. 220, Q Robinson, otherwise known as Barbecue Robinson once he comes to KC, edge from Bama. 226, Luke Lackey, a tight end from Iowa. 251, Teddy Buchanan, not to be confused with James Buchanan, linebacker from Cal. 257, Desmond Watson, D-line from Florida. He was Mr. Irrelevant, and he should not be because dude is huge.
Maybe next week we do like the worst draft we can while trying to still get good letter grades. Like we do take Jackson Dart at 31. Then just nothing but running backs the rest of the way.
I guess.
I don't know how my audio sounds. I barely know if you can see me. I really should stop talking.
No, you look good. You somehow sound and look better than you look better than normal for sure.
Really good. Fantastic. That's
you
great
look
to
better
hear.
than normal. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Well, you know what, guys? I appreciate you guys hanging out and doing this with us. This was fun. There's not much going on, so I appreciate you guys just hanging out with us and honestly giving us all the names and the fun and the debauchery that happens on a Tuesday with Sterling. I feel like Ricky Henderson right now saying myself and my name in third person. But it is a lot of fun. I know we're in the doldrums right now. We're getting close. 9 days away, actually. 9 days away from the first round of the NFL draft. I can't wait. Because then we actually have real stuff to talk about, real film to break down, real fit and scheme, and almost camp battles, right? Like you can almost start talking about camp battles the second the draft happens. If the Chiefs do go with an interior offensive lineman at, let's say, 31, are we sitting here going, what's that mean for the Trey Smith contract? Or what's that mean for the thoughts on Kingsley? Once the draft happens, I'm so intrigued about the outlook and the layout of what this team is going to look like. Luckily, the Chiefs are in a situation where they don't have to have a certain position. There are some spots that they need to fill, but nothing that needs to be done at, let's say, 31. That's a good spot for the Chiefs to be in. Brett Veach has done a nice job setting a floor for this team. But yeah, I appreciate everyone hanging out with us. If you want to give us a 5-star review, we'd really appreciate wherever you get your podcast. Brisco is going to learn on how generators work. You're going to buy a generator for the next show?
You know, my biggest question for draft week is, of course, what are the Chiefs going to do at 31? My second biggest question is, when will my power come back on?
Well, thanks to the chat for powering us through this show. Boo that guy. Boo. That was a bad pun. All right. Until next time, I'll be back here tomorrow with Adam Best. Until next time, we are out.